Final community, I'm back again, this time with a contest response. And this is for smfcpthodwy. So this is the second time around he's hit 1,800 subscribers. I could not participate in his first 1,800 subs because I'm not musically inclined. I know how to play a lot of musical instruments, just not that well. So I could not participate in it. But anyway, let's have some fun, shall we? Alright, so if you guys don't know smfcpthodwy, he is a big-time autograph collector. And many people think he gets his autographs from the paparazzi connections. But no, there's a little more to it. You know, we've all seen that John can shred. But did you know he stepped in for Angus Young? Yeah, you know, AC/DC was going to dissolve. Everybody was worried about Brian Johnson. But no, Angus got sick one night. And who filled in? Yeah, John did. Check this out. And then the Beatles? Yeah, Lennon was sick. I mean, everybody knows about the Ringo case when Ringo was sick. But no, Lennon got sick too. And who'd they asked to pull in? John. Yeah, see? Now, we all know that John is a big-time fan of Kiss. And, you know, Kiss has had that never-ending rotation of guitarist. I mean, Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley, they just won't let go. But they had to give John a shot. And so, sure enough, they did. Did you like that? So, John had two questions. The first was a band that, you know, had to come back. You know, there was a resurrection. And, you know, when I heard the question, the first band that came to my mind was, yes, these guys right here. And sorry, I'm not doing them. I mean, there's already been 2 or 3 people that have done Aerosmith. But no, for me it's just too easy. So will you permit me to take a left turn? A bunch of people after they see this video, or even if they get a minute into it, they're going to be like, I don't know why I'm watching this. Bear with me. You know, all of the landfills, I'm sure, have at least one of these records. You can find them in the free bins. I mean, they're not even $1. A lot of them are free. That is Herb Alpert. You know, this is Whipped Cream and Other Delights. I mean, you can find these things for less than $1. This was a freebie. So, you know, Herb hit it big with the song A Taste of Honey, which they have in yellow font here. What? You don't know what A Taste of Honey is? Here you go. So, you know, hey, you know, I gotta read this for you because, you know, this just sets it up. So, we noticed another joyous thing. Herb Alpert was something special. His good looks and sensitivity brought an immediate response from the industry. The word is that Herb Alpert could make stardom in films. The agents, bookers, managers, and publicists picked on Herb and the Brass, and the phone started ringing. Life, Herb Alpert, and the Tijuana Brass are in happy harmony. That alone is going to sell the album for you. Look at that face. Yeah, so, you know, what did Herb do? I mean, okay, alright. A&M Records. Where does the A come from? You guessed it, Herb Alpert. So, and Moss. So Alpert and Moss. And yeah, check out the little trumpet. Yeah, so we have a lot to be thankful for. I mean, the Carpenters, Captain and Tennille, just to name a few. But yeah, there were others. Yeah, so you know, early on he had to find the finest Latinos that California had to offer, and this is the Baja Marimba Band. Yeah, and you know, let me read you some of these fine Latino names: Julius Wechter, Frank DeCaro, Dave Wells, Frank DeVito, Lee Katzman, Bud Coleman, Bernie Fleischer, Mel Polan, and Curry Totter. Yeah. Fantastic. I mean, the best Latinos you can find in California. But, you know, what does it sound like? Here you go. Yeah, but you know, he had to get a real Latino. A real Latino. Yeah. So who'd he grab? He got Sergio Mendes in the Brazil 66. Just a fantastic album on A&M. There's him and Herb. Yeah, check it out. But you know, he continued on, and he had some other albums. And one of my favorites is Herb Alpert's Going Places. This has Spanish Flea. Spanish Flea. And what is Spanish Flea? Listen to this. Yeah, I mean, it's so fantastic. Now check this out.
There was a little Spanish flea, a record star he thought he'd be. He heard of singers like Beatles, the Chipmunks he seen on TV. Why not a little Spanish flea? And so he hit inside a dog.
And Sergio, he just couldn't leave it alone. He had to do his own rendition. So, and you know what? This is a modern reissue. So my channel just wouldn't be the same without some Dead Wax content, right? So here's the Dead Wax portion of it. So Bernie Grunman did this guy right here. Yeah, it was pressed at Rainbow. Probably the second worst pressing plant on the planet. United is below them, but Rainbow has their moments. So you see bits of non-fill, and look right here what I'm trying to show you in the video. This is, you know, a stamper that's almost cracked. So this is just terrible. And you know, so A&M Records was sold to Polygram, and you know, he made like $450 million off the sale. So he couldn't use the A&M label, but he did put a trumpet. He kept the trumpet. He had to. Alright, so that was probably his last really good album, and so, you know, he got more on the production side of things. He tried to release some stuff in the 70s, but nothing would take. And so, then came his comeback in 1979. What was it that brought him back? Rise. That's right. Had some fantastic tracks on it, but it's the title track that just makes it. And I mean, the song is so good with the bass line, and his trumpet is great. I'm sorry, maybe it's a sick fetish for this song. It has a slow, sexy romance to it, but I love it. And you know, Biggie Smalls, Notorious B.I.G., he had to take the bass line, and he made it into a song himself. So, but what You don't remember Rise? Well, here you go. Okay, now his second question was, give me a cover song that is better than the original. Okay, so, you know, one of the best covers that I could think of, I thought of many, but, you know, I had to go with a cover of Bohemian Rhapsody. I mean, everybody knows the iconic Queen version of Bohemian Rhapsody. But no, we have to go with a better version of that. And it's even Brian May sanctioned. And I'm sorry I have to show a CD for this because while this was released on vinyl, it never got a North American release. And right now I don't feel like spending $40 or $50 for a Japanese press. Sorry. And that is bad news. I had to give you a little metal, John. Come on. So, Bad News. This was produced by Brian May. Did this awesome version of Bohemian Rhapsody. Here you go.
Mama, I just killed a man. I put a gun up to his head. I pulled the trigger. Now he's dead. Mama.
I'm Phil Collins, guitarist from Def Leppard, and I think they're shit.
The worst band I've ever seen in the they were absolutely awful. Bad News? Hi, sir!
I thought Bad News had a new high in altruistic, self-indulgent bullshit, mollycoddle, you know, mother my dog instinct rock and roll.
Did you like that? Yeah, so, yeah, check them out. So, what is Bad News? So, it was kind of ironic because they came out with a movie at the same time as Spinal Tap. So, you know, they're kind of a British take on Spinal Tap, even though Spinal Tap was a fake British band. But anyway, in the 80s there was a BBC like sitcom called The Young Ones, which was a punk take, and three of these guys were in the sitcom The Young Ones, and so Brian May got together with them and they did this metal band. The movie is funny. I don't know if it's ever been released on DVD, but I found it highly enjoyable. So yeah, the album is very comedic, very funny, and I just love their video for Bohemian Rhapsody, as you saw. But okay, that's my take. Now, John, don't put me in the hat for the drawing. So I've already won my contest for the year, and I do think it's bad karma for me to even be in the running for another contest. But secondly, I think your prize is very cool. I like it. My problem is even if I did win it, my wife wouldn't even let me put it up where my main playing area is. So, and I only have one. So it would not meet the wife acceptance factor. Yeah. If I ever get my own man cave, I'm definitely going to go for one of those because I think it's pretty cool. But anyway, don't put me in the hat. I'm just happy to do a response for you. But, you know, while I'm here, do you mind if I do a little trash talk to some of the other subs that I correspond with? So let me do this in closing.
Roll.
Bad news! Bad news! Bad news for you and you and you and you and you!
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.